Hi, I'm Jim, and this is the story about my family. It all started as I was working on getting Christmas presents together for my parents, and as many of you probably know, buying presents for people that already don't need anything can be a challenge. And I'd seen some paperwork on Habitat for Humanity. They had a deal where you could buy different parts of a house as a gift, and so I bought a window for my mom. And so I sent that off, and I didn't really think much of it. And apparently it made an impact on them. They were so impressed with the people involved with Habitat, the volunteers. As soon as they got back to Casper, they got a hold of 4 or 5 of their friends, said, hey, we need to have a meeting. And they laid out everything that was going with that. And that's how Habitat Heart of Wyoming started.
From what I really remember throughout my childhood with my grandparents, they were always big philanthropists. They were huge humanitarians. The reason that Habitat meant so much to them is because it meant that those in need and those who are vulnerable to some of the hardest parts of society were able to succeed and had a chance to get a hand up instead of a hand out. And they've always been really big on helping those less fortunate, helping those in our community, helping out with Rotary, helping in the school districts, anything that they could do to help the rest of the community and show what Casper really can be. That's what was most important to them.
I had just moved back to Wyoming about the time that Harris Crossing was being conceptualized. When we found out that it was going to be named Harris Crossing in honor of Don and Hallie establishing Harris Crossing within central Wyoming, that was for both myself and I think for my parents, there was a real major point for them that they were able to see not only the largest project for Habitat in central Wyoming, but that their name would be associated with that. We felt that it was well deserved for them.
Hi, I'm Sean Martz. I got involved with Habitat years ago when a board member had asked me to get involved. They had an opening and I applied, and here we are. Before Harris Crossing, we would just do one property at a time, and you were never around. You never got to see the homeowners after they moved in. So when we started Harris Crossing, as soon as the family moved in, you were still in the neighborhood, and it was fun because you got to interact, and then you got to see their families enjoying the house on a daily basis.
I enjoyed the process of getting to know my neighbors or my future neighbors, and the ones that were already here in the process of building their houses first, I think was actually a pretty amazing thing. So going in to see what it takes and how the people, everyone comes together, from Sean to the volunteers to all of the homeowners, and all of the time that they take before I started on my house. And so that made the process of starting on my house just a little bit more heightened of appreciation and excitement.
It's amazing to think that this is going to be our house.
My name is Jens Hansen. I came to be involved with Habitat for Humanity when I joined the board. I think that was back in 2015, and I'd just been looking for a nonprofit organization that was making a difference in our community, and Habitat seemed like a great fit. What's really unique about doing a neighborhood as opposed to individual lots is really that aspect of neighbors and the community that we've built there. And a story I remember hearing early on that was great was one of the homeowners who had moved into her home and was living there, had put in her hours and built her house, and they start work on a neighbor's house, maybe across the street, or another homeowner, and the construction crew would be there on Saturday morning, and even though she didn't need to, it was just the fact that she had an opportunity to go out and work on her neighbor's house. So she would go just volunteer, even though she didn't have any requirement to, maybe hadn't even signed up to be there that morning or anything like that, but she wanted to meet her neighbors. She wanted to help build their home, just like people had helped build her home. And I think that happens a lot in that neighborhood, which is just really cool. I know that community has gotten to be really tight. They know each other really well. And that's beautiful. That's one of the things that I think we really were hoping for when we kind of embarked on a project of this scope. And it's really great to see it happen.
I chose to be on the Habitat board because I worked for Wyoming Community Development Authority, and we do affordable housing, and it fits along with the mission. And it serves people so well that cannot get into affordable housing.
The most rewarding aspect about living in Harris Crossing Subdivision has been that it's a village. We all come together, we all support each other as struggling parents trying to just make it up in the world. And we treat each family as our own. It's not 10 houses, it's not 12 houses, it's one whole village, one giant family.
I really hope that the legacy of Harris Crossing becomes one of further humanitarianism and philanthropy throughout the community. And after getting to a point when you're financially stable and able to do more for not just yourself and your family, but able to help out with the community as well.
What I would like to see from the legacy of the Harris Crossing subdivision is I would like for it to be seen as a pathway for developing other communities within Wyoming and hopefully throughout the state of Wyoming. It's not just building homes and people moving in. Each individual family is invested with the other families in the area, and I think that's expanding out into the rest of the community. And I that's what I'd like to see moving forward. Through my dad and mom, Don and Hallie Harris, our family's legacy is building community.